Sunday, the harvest service, the congregation.
My travels began nearby in Stornoway and moved on down the east coast of Scotland, eventually, October to December, getting as far as Yarmouth and Lowestoft in England.
Dangerous job for Scots girls. Carry on working because they don't get paid if they don't work, and because it's cold outside on a day like today, get little cuts in your hands, get the salt in the cuts, they don't have hurt. Got the putties on my hand there to protect them. They do a little bit, but still a bit of a painful job sometimes. What have we got here? Sometimes I like to leave these fish whole. We put them, hang them on the speats. Made for the speats, these were, through the gills, out through the mouth. Pass them to my friend Maudie in the smoke houses. She'll smoke them for me, I just gut them. But if we hang them up like this with the insides out, when they get hot, they bloat, they get bigger and bigger and bigger. They're called bloaters then, you can understand that, can't you? And they're cooked with all the insides in. I don't like that myself. I don't like them.
When I worked in Stornoway and at other Scottish ports, we lived in huts provided by the curers. We had to take our own bedclothes, pans and dishes. To keep us warm, we got free coal from the curer. And then, when we went to England, we lived in lodgings. We'd a weekly wage to pay for our lodgings over and above the earnings we were paid at the end of the season. I went on strike in Yarmouth once. We wanted more pay. For each barrel we filled, we were only getting tenpence. That's 10 old pennies between the three of us. We spent a week on strike and we got an increase to 1 shilling a barrel to share between us. That was 4pence each grota. I saw a headline in the paper at the time. It said, 6,000 fisher girls on strike. Yarmouth and Lowestoft were lovely places. We always had nice weather there. I remember Sundays there. Nobody worked on Sunday. I still have my cuttag. The cuttag's my gutting knife. While we were gutting, we wore wellies and oilskin coats. We washed our oilskins every Saturday. They cost about 10 shillings, 50p in today's money. The oilskin coats reached the tap of your wellies, and it was like a skirt really to keep your jumper clean. You stepped into them and they went right round you. And we wore a bennig, a scarf on our head, tied at the back, otherwise your hair would have been amongst the fish. We were called a crew, and we had to be signed up with a curer's agent, and we'd get 10 shillings each, called an airlith. You could only go to the herring if you were goit. When we weren't gutting, we were knitting. Our hands were never idle. The coopers were the ones who made the wooden barrels for the herring and then sealed them. The coopers went around to tell you when the herring were coming in, and they'd shout, "Tie up your fingers!" We tied our fingers individually in rags to stop your fingers blistering. You did your own hands, starting at the little finger and working towards your thumb. You didn't feel the cold, and they didn't hinder your work in any way.
God, be careful, don't get these scales in the eyes. Some of the fishermen, you know, they get the scales in the eyes. You can see the scales here. You can see little scales. God, get these in your eyes, you know about it. It's a really common injury for the fishermen. Sometimes the fisher girls as well. You wipe your hand, get scales in the eyes. They're a devil to get out. They stick to everything they do. And you have to be careful with the knives as well. Sharp knives in here, you get so many injuries. We have the Red Cross at the quayside all the while. There's a little ferry service takes us to the tent down there because you get a lot of injuries. This can be a dangerous skill.
Billy follows the plough, Jenny follows the fishing, Billy follows the plough.